game of the three-game series between the Mariners and the Texas Rangers, and the play's still kind of a buzz because of the performance last night by Felix Hernandez. He added more fuel to this Cy Young Award fire.
And I think for good reason. He had no-hit stuff last night. Thought for a minute he might do it, no-hitter through 7 innings. And then eventually Nelson Cruz would come up and get the big base hit, the solo home run off him. But Felix was really special last night. We've seen it for a long time this year, Dave, with Felix. He has just been so good. Here's the home run from Nelson Cruz. Felix ends up winning the ball game, though, 2-1. It's just another spectacular outing from him.
He had retired 21 in a row up to that point. It was a phenomenal performance by Felix. And tonight's pitching matchup, near a classic. It really is, because Cliff Lee, who spent the first half of the year in a Mariner uniform before the big trade, sending him down to Texas, he gets a start for the Texas Rangers, and he will go against kind of one of his students, because Jason Vargas kicked his brain when he was over here about pitching, and Vargas is going to be facing his mentor here tonight.
Well, I think it's interesting with Vargas. You know, I think anytime that Cliff Lee is a part of a ball club, you have to pick up something from him in the way he goes about his business. Vargas has been very good all year long. He's going to have to keep the ball down tonight. This is a Texas Rangers offense. I think it will be difficult for him to get through, but if he has his changeup, which he has a lot, I think he has a chance to get through these guys.
So we should have a dandy for you. The M's and the Texas Rangers. The middle game of the three-game series. The roof is closed again tonight. Moisture in the area. Good to have you with us. Back with baseball. The Mariners and the Rangers right after this timeout.
Tracer this season to give you more information and insight into the game.
And tonight from Safeco Field on a cloudy, rainy evening, Seattle Mariners baseball on FSN is brought to you by the fast, reliable, secure, heavy-duty internet from Quest, by Sterling Savings Bank, recipient of the 2010 J.D. Power and Associates Award. And by your Western Washington Toyota dealers. For over 30 Toyota offers, visit, buyatoyota.com. The M's and the Rangers, let's go out to Brad and Bill. Check them out tonight's keys of the game, gentlemen.
Well, Dave, thank you very much.
And again, a very pleasant good evening, everybody, with Mike Flowers, Dave Niehaus from Safeco Field. We've got the roof extended here tonight for the middle game of the three-game series. We also had the roof on last night, as was inclement weather. So, again, tonight, the Mariners and the Texas Rangers, as the M's did make a couple of call-ups today. Congratulations, by the way, to the Tacoma Rainiers. And Justin Smoke, first baseman, Dan Cortez, a pitcher called up from the Rainiers, Pacific Coast League champions, with a win over Memphis last night in extra innings for the Rainiers, their first PCL championship since 1969. Let's have a look at the Texas Ranger lineup.
Thank you, Dave. And for Ron Washington and the Rangers will be Andrews, Young, Cruz with the home run in last night's game, Guerrero, Kinsler, Murphy, Francoeur, Cantu, and Molina, the catcher, will hit ninth. You look at the numbers for Jason Vargas this year. Nice ERA at a 3.62, 176 in the third innings pitch. That is a high mark for him. 109 strikeouts. And the defense behind him, you have Saunders, Gutierrez, and Ichiro in the outfield. Across the infield is Tuya Sopo getting the start at third base. Wilson and Figgins up the middle. Justin Smoke will be at first. And Josh Bard will do the catching tonight.
And we are underway as Andrus has taken a strike over the outside corner. 0-1. To the right side, and Figgy will move over and plug up the hole and throw him out. Got a chance to have a real quick ball game. We got two guys tonight that get it and they throw it. Jason Vargas, of course, for the Mariners, and Cliff Lee. You better be ready to hit the ball when you're in there against Cliff Lee. That's something, by the way, the Rangers tried to do last night against Felix Hernandez. They came out swinging the bat. And as a matter of fact, at the end of 7 innings, Felix had thrown only 73 pitches and he'd struck out 8. So that shows you how much they were swinging the bat after 8 strikeouts. You put the ball in play a lot earlier.
Yeah, and we've seen a couple of clubs come out and try to attack Felix that way, and a couple of times it's actually worked. But
right.
when he's on his
Texas did that.
Yep, that's right. But if he's on his game, it makes it awfully tough, especially if he's able to mix it up early in the ball game.
Michael Young quickly with a count of ball and 2 strikes on him. The Mariners with the win last night. Only their 4th against Texas this year. They are 4-10 against this club. His magic number is down to 8. 2-2. They will play the American League Eastern Division champions, and that's certainly very much up in the air whether it'll be the Yankees or Tampa Bay. That pitch is hit to deep left center field. That's got a chance to get out of here, but it won't. As drifting back right to the wall is Saunders to make the catch. Latin baseball night, you might notice Marineros across the chest of the Seattle Mariners. So salute to Latin American baseball. And Nelson Cruz will be the hitter, and it was Cruz who broke up the no-no leading off the 8th inning last night. After Felix had retired 21 in a row, he went out onto the landing out there in deep center field. There was nothing cheap about him. He got a fastball and bombed it out of here. And then a couple of hits came after that, too, and it was up to Felix to get his thoughts back together and get himself, because he only had a 2-1 lead, and he was able to do so. That was probably the most impressive thing after he lost a no-hitter, was the way he got out of that 8th after giving up the home run.
You see it a lot, pitchers having a special game going, and they lose concentration for a minute. You lose something like that, you get that deep, you lose some concentration, and sometimes you never get it back. So it's for the Mariners and for Felix both to get the win. It's a good thing that he was able to do that.
2-2 pitch on the way and a swing and a foul back. Felix will pitch a no-hitter before his career is over. He's got that kind of... Matter of fact, his comments last night in the clubhouse said, somebody asked him, sorry he didn't get the no-hitter. He said, no, he said, but I'll get one.
I'm not going to argue with him, are you?
No, not at all. 2-2. Just 24 years of age. Got it on his hands, got in his kitchen, and Lopez, or rather make it Tuya Sopo playing third base tonight, throws him out. Lopez is going to be the designated hitter. 1, 2, 3, the Texas story in the first. We are underway. Great to have you part of our baseball party. Mariners coming up.
for Darren Brown. Leading things off is Ichiro Biggins-Lopez. He's the DH who will hit third tonight. Gutierrez Smoke just called up. He will hit fifth. Bar Tuiasofu Saunders and Josh Wilson, the shortstop, hits ninth. Look at the numbers for Cliff Lee. 192 in a third innings pitched this year. 166 strikeouts to 15 walks.
That's a phenomenal number. As Cliff Lee ready to go to work on Ichiro. And the first pitch, easy. Ground ball hits a second, but kind of bobbled by Kinsler, and Ichiro has himself an infield hit. His 52nd infield hit and his 192nd hit. That's a routine ground ball.
Take a look at it. Ball chopped right in front of the plate. Cantu, the first baseman, does the right thing. He goes right to first base, but then Kinsler, we see this so much with Ichiro. They rush it. He had more time than he thought. He just fields it cleanly and takes his time. Never gets the handle on it and throws it away, and Ichiro gets a hit.
No, I think he kind of palmed that ball over there. He didn't have a grip on it. So 192 hits now for Ichiro as Figgins steps up to the plate. And Ichiro, who had a couple of stolen bases in last night's ball game, a threat to go. There's a bunt down the third base line by Figgy. Transfer, the throw to first base, and Young throws him out. That'll go as a sacrifice, and I'm not sure that's what he was really trying to do.
Take a look at the rest of the defense behind Cliff Lee tonight. In the outfield is Cruz, Murphy, and Brent Core. Across the infield, Young and Andrus on the left side, Kinsler and Cantu over on the right side of the infield, and Benji Molina, the veteran, will do the catching tonight.
Jose Lopez has had good luck against Cliff Lee, a 360 hitter against him. 9 for 25, including a long ball. Ball one to him. One ball and no strikes.
If you think about it, it makes sense. Cliff is aggressive early with his fastball, and Jose likes to hit the fastball. Go up there hacking, and don't let Cliff get ahead of you.
And a fly ball to right field. Bumping it all there for Francoeur, and Farmer Gray will get it back in. Cliff Lee, 13 starts with Seattle, 12 with Texas, 8-3 with the M's, 3-5 with the Rangers. Much higher ERA with Texas. Strikeouts to base on balls better with the Mariners. And opponent's batting average much better with the Mariners. You know what that tells me? This is a much better ballpark to pitch in.
I was going to go the other way. That Arlington's a better place to hit.
Yeah, that's right.
You know?
Yeah. Here's Franklin Gutierrez. Now with two away. Cliff Lee may end up being, as he was with the Phillies, kind of the trump card in the playoffs. Because he is tough in the playoffs. And that's a strike at the knees and a ball and a strike that counted Gutierrez.
I think that's something that Ron Washington was counting on with Cliff with that little spell where he was struggling. I don't think he was overly concerned about it. Now that he's pitching better again, that's exactly the guy you want if you get into the postseason.
1-2. On the inside corner, strike three called, and Gutierrez can't believe the call by Gary Cedarstrom. But that will be that. At the end of one, what'd you expect? No score? You got it. Well, lead it off here, and Guerrero had a 10-game hitting streak snapped last night as he went 0 for 4. He still got that incredible lifetime batting average of .350 against the Mariners, and he's 3 for 7 against Jason Vargas, and just about jumped out of his shoes on that swing. He does on about every swing.
Yeah, nothing unusual about that. It's getting loose. You can see the drastic improvement in his numbers from last year to where he's at this year. Probably comeback player of the year, huh?
Got a shot to be, no doubt about it. And a fly ball to shallow center. And that ball's dropping in a hurry. What a play out there by Josh Wilson. Boy, he had a mile to go to get to that ball.
He did, and give him a lot of credit. I'm sure that he took a peek at Franklin, who was playing deep. Take a look at the Coors Light freeze cam, but he knew he was playing up. He take a look at him right there, knows he probably is going to struggle with it, stays with it, and gets all the way out into center field and makes the over-the-shoulder catch. That is not an easy catch when you have to run that far. But he stays with it. Nice play for Josh.
Yeah, thank heavens it was a very high pop-up, or he wouldn't have had a shot.
No, he wouldn't have. And with Guerrero up there with a big swing, you see a ball go in the air. Outfielders will typically take a step back. That's your instinct, and that's what Franklin did and wasn't able to recover. So a nice play with Josh staying with it.
Kinsler on the change, a beauty.
Take another look at it.
Almost overran the ball.
Almost. Nice play.
And another towering pop-up, but coming back and into the seats. Vargas thought he may have gotten that one, but it was just off the plate. 2-2. Change again. See you later.
Back-to-back changeups. Kinsler way out in front. Nice little run on his changeup off the outside corner.
David Murphy, a 13-game hitting streak, went down the drain last night against Felix, and said after the game that Felix had his Cy Young Award vote. He said he's the best pitcher that he's faced all year long. Two strikes on Murph. Josh Hamilton hasn't played since the 11th, so he's been missed. But the Rangers continue to win. They had a 7-game winning streak snapped last night. That ball got on a miss down low, and that's 6 in a row retired by Jason Vargas, so he's out of the chute in a hurry. We go to the bottom of the second. No score. Appreciation Day. That's Safeco Field. All kids 14 and under going to take home a moose poster thanks to Ivers and Kid Valley. Plus, youngsters and their families will be treated to a pregame parade on the field. All kinds of prizes, including autographed jerseys, a freestyle bike, Woodland Park Zoo, a lot of zoo passes, and more also given away. For tickets, you can visit Mariners.com. As Justin Smoke, welcome back. A strike on him. And fouls it back. In the championship series against Memphis, Smoke hit .423. While at Tacoma, .271 with 7 home runs, 25 RBIs. So he's played at both AAA ball clubs of Texas and the Mariners, at Oklahoma City and at Tacoma, and with Texas and with Seattle this year. And just inside. One more game for the Rainiers in the AAA championship game in Oklahoma City Tuesday night. The Rainiers will take on the Columbus Clippers, the winners of the International League. That's only one game, and that's strike 3 called.
Hey, look at this last pitch going back inside again. Just off the plate inside. He's awfully tough. If you give him that pitch, he will continue to dot it in there. It looks like Cliff wants to get ahead of the guys away and then put them away inside with that good fastball late in the count.
Josh Bard is a hitter. Get calls like that. That's what reputation does for you.
I think it's reputation, and it's probably Cliff's. It doesn't hurt having Benji Molina, who's one of the best at framing pitches behind the plate.
I think Cliff Lee will be the premier free agent this year. Pitcher, man.
I would agree.
Line right at the shortstop, Elvis Sanders.
He has a repeat performance of what he did in the postseason last year. I hate to even see where he's going to end up and what it's going to take to get him signed. He's going to do well this winter. And I think that's something that we talked about earlier that the Rangers are hoping for.
Here's Tui now taking that pitch right over the outside corner. Down 2 strikes. Pumped up on that one. He got up to 95 miles an hour. 94 here on our gun, 95 on the stadium's radar. And a curve. See you later. Uncle Charlie came calling. That's 3 strikeouts. And the second inning is history for the Mariners. 2 the third. No score. Joined by former Mariner catcher Dave Valley. Val, what's your opinion of the way things have gone for Jason Vargas so far? I don't think there's any doubt about it. As I mentioned, I think he was kind of a student of Cliff Lee's. As far as Cliff Lee's concerned, below it looks like the same old Cliff Lee to me.
Well, I think it does. And Val, when you see Cliff out there, especially when you're familiar with him because you had him for half a season, at some point Mariners hitters better get aggressive with him because he looks like he's just going to pound the strike zone away from him early and then put him away with a good breaking ball or another fastball inside.
This is Jeff Francoeur, and the 2-2 pitch to Francoeur swung on and lined into center field for a base hit. So Francoeur, who came over from the New York Mets, where he was hitting .237, has the first hit in the ball game. Val, thank you very much. And Jorge Cantu, who likewise came from the National League, came from the Florida Marlins, will be the hitter now with Francoeur at first base.
Bit surprising to see Cantu 64 at bats with the Rangers. He hasn't driven in a run yet. No RBIs, just one double, so he has struggled hitting .203 since he was traded over to Texas.
How about Troy Tulowitzki? Hit 2 more home runs today. He's got 14 home runs in 15 games, which ties the Major League record. The Colorado Rockies ties the record held by Albert Bell and Barry Bonds. 14 home runs in 15 games.
Colorado's playing well. Big part of it is because of him. They're just a game and a half back of San Francisco at the start of today.
2-0's a strike and 2-1 the count.
That last pitch was an important pitch for Vargas. 2-0, falls behind the count, able to get back into it with a strike. Throws his changeup, though. Does not give in with a fastball.
That's a can of corn out there in the shallow right field. And Ichiro calling the second baseman Shane as Sean Figgins off. 1 down. All right, our AT&T trivia question. Which of the following players joins Ichiro and Michael Young as the only players to record 220 or more hits in a season since 2001? Jeter, Pierre, Maglio, Ordonez, or Vernon Wells? 220 or more hits in a season since 2001. Strike on the inside corner. 1 to count. And into center field. So that'll move Francoeur down to second. With 2 on, 1 out. Elvis Andrus will be the hitter.
It's a guess, but I think it's Jeter.
I think it's Juan Pierre. Somewhere in the recesses of my mind, I remember him having a couple of great years.
He had a good year with the Dodgers.
Yep. And that's a strike on the inside corner to Elvis Andrus. this young man. And a balk is called. A balk is called on Vargas.
Marty Foster, the second base umpire, calls a balk. Not sure what it was that Jason did on that. Looked like he had a pause.
Two or three moves with that front leg there.
I think he was okay with that. It's just when he came to get set, he just went right to home. He didn't have a pause in there. I think that's probably why Marty called it.
Andrus with a shot off the glove of Vargas. He's going to come to the plate. And the tag with a runner coming in, standing up, Francoeur, and he is out. Good play by Vargas. Francoeur gets down. He might beat that.
I think he'll be able to get his foot in there. The throw from Vargas, he sticks with it. The ball will ricochet off of his glove, and as he picks it up, he throws it to the right side of the plate to get Francoeur, who did not go right away. And you can see the high tag by Vargas trying to get back over into the area to get to him. If he slides, well, Josh looks like maybe he would have been able to get his glove down anyways. I think he went high because he saw him standing up. Awfully close, though. Wow. Nice play.
So down to third goes Molina. And Michael Young, the hitter now. One and 0. Lined in the right field for a base hit, so that's going to pick up Molina. And it is 1-0 Texas as Michael Young scalds one into right field. Pick up his 84th RBI.
It's an 86-mile-an-hour fastball away from him. Michael Young's strength, the ability to hit the ball to right field. Doesn't matter if the ball's outside or inside. He can inside out it that way, and he constantly seems like against the Mariners hits the ball to right field all the time.
Nelson Cruz, a fly ball to Ichiro. They will make the catch, but the Rangers do get one here in the third on 3 hits, and they leave a couple, and they lead it 1-0. The AT&T trivia question. Besides Ichiro and Michael Young, who has 220 or more hits in the season since 2001? You folks said Derek Jeter. I said Juan Pierre. As the fastball is a strike to Michael Saunders. And it was Juan Pierre who had 221 hits in 2004. Two on Michael Saunders. On the inside corner. What a painter he is. That's 4 strikeouts.
You see Molina set up on the inside corner. Actually on the plate a little bit. And again, a couple of pitches away, put you away inside. I think you're better off looking away from him early in the count, turn it loose, try to hit the ball to right center field if you're a right-handed hitter. Another fastball away.
Josh Wilson, a strike. Cutter that time, a little bit low. That's his change. And a strike. Strike 3 called across the letters. Man, is he a strike throwing machine.
Again, being aggressive, fastball. Bell tie in the middle of the plate.
27 pitches, 20 strikes. Ichiro just hit a little routine ground ball to second. Kinsler lost the handle on it, and Ichiro was credited with an infield hit.
Look at Cliff, his fastball. He has a good fastball, 92, 93 miles an hour. But if you're sitting on a fastball and you get it in the middle of the plate, you would think that most hitters would be able to do something with it. But the other thing he does so well is he hides the ball. He drops his hand back behind his body. He gets a good turn. I think for hitters, it's a tough pitch to them. They should be able to handle a 92, 93 mile an hour fastball. But I think it appears to them that he's throwing harder than that.
It's a 93 mile an hour fastball at the knees or a little bit below. Up and in this time. 3-2.
Yeah, fans are booing. It's 76 miles an hour. It was just like a breaking ball that slipped out of his hand.
And a breaking ball again. It's sliced down the left field line. And it's going to be run down out there by Nelson Cruz in a very easy third inning for Cliff Lee, who has retired 9 in a row. 1-0 Texas. your child to run the bases here at Safeco Field tomorrow following the game. With the Rangers, all the kids 14 and under are going to be invited down to the field to run the bases thanks to Key Bank. So be sure to bring your camera, capture the magic moment. For tickets, you can visit Mariners.com or any Mariners team store. One more game tomorrow for the next to last road trip, next to last homestand of the year, and then the last road trip, and then the final four in 2 weeks against the A's. Wild swing and a miss by Vlad, 0-1 the count. Lined into left center field. So Saunders will get it back in. And just like last inning, the Rangers lead off the inning with a base hit.
Hey, look at the swing by Guerrero. Nice play by Saunders in left field. I thought that ball was going to end up getting by him. Michael's speed comes into play there. He's able to cut it off and pull Guerrero to a single.
Kinsler struck out on the changeup in the second. Takes us a 9-game lead over the A's. Their magic number is 8. And that ball's hit into the gap. That's going to get down and go all the way to the fence. Take a bounce over the fence. And that will be a ground rule double. So Guerrero will be stopped at third base. And the Rangers again hoping for business in a big way here in the fourth with 2 in scoring position and nobody down.
Pitch is middle away. It's hit hard into the gap. Guerrero, if it hits the fence, would score easy on that ball. So hopefully Jason find a way to work himself out of some major trouble here.
Murphy pulls it foul.
Yeah, nobody out. Mariners have their infield back. Give up a run.
Snap to third, and just back. And he goes in standing up is Guerrero.
Take a look at the throw. Hustling back.
One and two. Got him. So one away. Second time that he has fanned David Murphy.
Comes back inside with a 2-seam fastball. Murphy trying to pull the ball. Let's get the runner in and move Kinsler up to third. That pitch is off the plate inside, swings over the top of it.
Francoeur, the Atlanta native, singled into center field last inning. One and out. Obviously a fan favorite when he was playing with the Braves because he's a local kid.
I think McCann was too, wasn't he?
Yes, the catcher.
The catcher, yeah. Things weren't going well for him. He was traded to the Mets. Another good pitch from Vargas.
Absolutely right in on him. Maybe a little bit off the plate.
Nice run to his fastball tonight. Start that pitch in off the plate. Hitters give up on it and have it run on the inside corner.
Lined into right center field for another base hit. That's going to pick up a couple. As Gutierrez will pick it up and get it back in. And Francoeur is 2 for 2. And it's a 3-0 Ranger lead here. With one away in the fourth. That pitch up out over the plate with 2 strikes on it.
And you can see Josh set up high. He wants the pitch up out of the zone, and that's where Jason throws it. But Francoeur, give him credit, does a nice job of staying on top of it. I think if Jason's going to go up there, he has to go a little bit higher. His fastball, 86 miles an hour.
Or he can to the hitter. And that's a strike at the knees. I think the Rangers, if they had their druthers, would rather play Tampa Bay in the first round in the playoffs. I think even though they swept the Yankees, I know that in the recent series in Texas, they're still intimidated in the postseason by New York, particularly in New York. They've only won 1 game in the postseason against New York.
Well, in New York, I think it's tough on anybody. That's a tough one for me because the Rays can beat you in so many different ways.
And that should be an out, as Gutierrez will coast over and get under it for the second out. But, you know, the Yankees are the Yankees, and that's almost enough said when you face them in the playoffs. Their reputation.
Especially in New York.
Yeah, and if they get Pettit back, and he's about ready to come back, they're going to be tough.
Well, the guy starting for the Rangers tonight pitched pretty well in Yankee Stadium last year.
Not bad.
Right?
Not bad. That's playable. Nope, it's not. As Bard watches it go back over the screen, I thought for a moment it was going to stay in play. Just kind of wonder about the depth of the Rangers staff. C.J. Wilson struggles mightily against New York, against the Yankees. And that pitch is lined to left field, going to drop for a base hit. So that's the 4th hit in the inning and the 7th hit in the last inning and 2/3 of Jason Vargas. And Elvis Andrus will be the hitter. In just 13 days now, we're going to be rolling out the biggest fan appreciation night in Safeco Field history. That'll be on Friday, October the 1st. That's when the Mariners face the A's. And we'll say thanks for your season-long support. Fantastic prizes will be given away throughout the game, including a 42-inch TV, an iPad, MP3 players, and more. For tickets to Fan Appreciation Night, you can visit Mariners.com. Elvis Andrus drops one into right field in a hurry, but coming in is Ichiro to make the catch. Here in the 4th, add 2 to the Texas total as we go to the bottom half of inning number 4. And Rangers lead it 3-0. Pretty skyline, isn't it? Downtown Seattle as the Rangers lead the M's by a score of 3-0 as we go into the bottom half of the fourth inning, and Cliff Lee has been unbelievable as he's retired 9 in a row. Sean Figgins leading it off, and the first pitch high and outside. I would imagine that the official scorer is hoping that the Mariners get a clean base hit in this ball game, because that ball hit by Ichiro very well could have been called an error.
I would agree.
Out of play off the first base side, 1 ball and 1 strike.
And at this point, the Mariners hope they get a bunch of hits because they find themselves behind 3-0. You take a look at this. This is the start of the game. Ichiro chops the ball over to Kinsler, bobbles it, throws it wide, never gets the handle on it.
And that's a strike. 1-2. I go back many, many years. I believe it was one of Ryan's one-hitters. He had like 9 or 10 one-hitters to go with his 7 no-hitters. This was when he was with the Angels and he pitched a one-hitter. It was a very, very controversial call. Did he go around? He did not. 2 balls and 2 strikes on a ball that was called a hit, and I forget the circumstances. Dick Miller, I remember, was the official scorer, writer, and that's the only hit that Ryan gave up. It was somewhat similar to this, very controversial. And a high pop down the right field line and back into the stands. And here is the play one more time. Right there. He doesn't get a good grip on the ball, though. See that? And throws it away. But I can see where that could have gone either way. But they tried to talk Dick Miller into making that an error, changing it to an error, and he never would. 3-2. We are only in the fourth inning, a long, long way to go.
Figgins making him work, fouling off a number of pitches.
So far, an 8-pitch at bat. And Francoeur will have easy picking out there. Lopez, who hit a fly ball to Francoeur, will be the hitter now. Cliff Lee thoroughly enjoyed his time in Seattle. Strike on the inside corner. Down. As Young throws out Lopez, and Franklin Gutierrez will be the hitter. Running out of time, aren't we? As we look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country, USA. The Mariners taking off after the game tomorrow, heading to Toronto, Tampa Bay, Texas, and then back for the Final Four against the Oakland Athletics. Gutierrez takes one right down the middle. Franklin called out on a borderline pitch on the inside corner in the first. He wasn't too happy with it.
Another pitch inside. Not time a cutter. Looks like it's right on the corner. The other pitch on the tracer was definitely in off the plate. Cliff ended up getting the call.
In the dirt, breaking ball. Scrambling for it is Molina, and he will throw him out. So the putout will go 2-3. That'll be strikeout number 6 for Cliff Lee. All right, Michael Young, a two-hopper on the first pitch from Jason Vargas, right to Matt Tuiasosopo, and so one pitch and one away here in the 5th inning.
Tui's had a chance to make a couple of plays in the game tonight. Strong arm. He's going to play the outfield a lot more. A chance to play third with Lopez as the DH.
Outside to Nelson Cruz, ball 1. How about Jose Cruz? Number 49 today. Not Cruz.
Oh, Batista.
Batista. Number 49 today.
We'll see him on Tuesday.
Broke his bat. And coming in and making the catch out there. An outstanding play, Michael Saunders. Defensive gem of the game so far.
Looks like he gets the webbing of the glove underneath it. Nice play.
And a high fly ball to right field. Going to be an easy inning for Vargas. As Ichiro take care of that. 3 up and 3 down very quickly. We move into the bottom of the 5th, and it's still 3-0 Texas.
Inning, the Texas Rangers lead by a score of 3-0. Hi again, everybody. Rick Riz along with Mike Flowers and Cliff Lee. Mighty tough, and we expected that.
We did. Yeah, we did. And it's the same thing that we've seen from the time that he was here. And it's a lot of first pitch fastballs away. And then after that, going to work on you, hitting the spots, throwing the pitches inside tonight. Really has good command of the inside corner. Mixing enough changeups, occasional cutter. He's one of the best pitchers in this league for a reason, and we're seeing a clinic on it tonight. So right now the Mariners are going to have to do something to get things going.
Justin Smoke leading things off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Takes a look at ball 1. Lined right past Lee and into center field. Justin Smoke has base hit number 2 for the Mariners tonight. He had that infield base hit by Ichiro leading off the bottom of the 1st inning. This one, wow, right past Lee, Mike.
That's a good pitch, too, on the outside corner, right knee high. Take a look at it. Justin stays with this pitch, stays behind it nicely, and hits the ball hard right back up the middle on a good pitch by Lee. Ooh, that didn't miss Cliff by much, did it?
Man, right past his cap. So 1 aboard, nobody out. Rick Riz along with Mike Flowers. Also Dave Valley with us this evening for Game 2 of the series. Val, how do you get to this guy? Josh Bard with a deep drive into the gap in right center field. Smoked around to third. Bard in at second. The relay home by Kinsler, and holding up at third base is Smoke on the double into right center field by Bard. And the Mariners will bring the tying run to the plate in Matt Tuiasosopo.
And Val right on cue. First pitch swing. Josh Bard hits a bullet into the gap. It's something that Val and I talked about even after the 2nd inning. You go Cliff Lee getting away with first pitch fastballs away. This one ends up coming back over to the middle of the plate. Bard does a nice job. Inside out swing on a pitch that's middle in and drives it into center field. So they are changing their approach, which is a good sign. Mariners with a couple of hits here to start the 5th.
Beyond the reach of center fielder David Murphy tonight. And here is Matt Tuiasosopo. So Val, don't stick around too late in a count against Lee, because you know you're going to might be behind in the count in a hurry. Tui with a swing and a foul back, and the count is 0-1. Tui fouls one away off the screen behind home plate, so the count is 0-2. So he's being aggressive too, Mike.
He is, and he's had a couple of pitches to hit up in the zone, something that Cliff has not thrown many pitches up there. So good pitches for Matt to handle. He just hasn't been able to put it in play. And the other thing, when you're facing a guy like him, you have to take advantage of these situations,
yeah,
right?
Because you don't have many.
You're not going to get many of them, so you have to pick these runners up. You have nobody out in the 2nd, 3rd situation with the infield back. You have to pick them up.
Ground ball scores a run, but a swing and a miss by Tui. One away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Another strikeout for Cliff Lee, his 7th, so 1 down. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Mariners hitting about .230 as a team with runners in scoring position. You have to cash in. And here is Michael Saunders. Saunders, a strikeout victim in the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch, a strike, 0-1. And time is called as Benji Molina out to the mound. Have a talk with Cliff Lee. Blow.
Like Benji wanted that last pitch away, ended up being inside. Catches the inside corner. Cliff 54 pitches for him so far, so what new? He's being efficient with his pitch count.
Right, that pitch count is very low considering the fact he has 7 strikeouts. He's putting guys away. 0-2, 1-2.
Again, he's being very aggressive in the strike zone with his fastball, Rick, and that's the reason why as a hitter you have to take that away.
Little looper to the shortstop. Andrews is there for the easy catch as it nestles into his glove. 2 outs in the inning. So the Mariners with their 3rd attempt coming up, trying to cash in against Lee. The Mariners had runners on in 2nd and 3rd and nobody out. And now they have 2 down, and here is shortstop Josh Wilson. Josh 0 for 1. He struck out in the third. Three nothing Rangers. 3 runs on 7 hits. Mariners no runs. 3 base hits off a lead. 2 here in the 5th. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Lee was 8-3 with the Mariners. 2.34 ERA with Texas. 3-5 and a 4.36 ERA. But he's had a bad back. Came back and had a good outing his last time out when he beat the Yankees 4-1. Outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Justin Smoke waiting over at third base. Josh Bard waiting down the way at second. 2 on, 2 outs. One and 2. Chase high fastball. On deck is Ichiro for Josh Wilson right now. Trying to make something happen. Looking for that clutch base hit. Mariners scored only twice last night, but it held up because of the pitching of Felix Hernandez, who was just outstanding. Fouled away by Wilson. Smoke at third, Bard on at second. Justin just recalled from Tacoma.
You're talking about his pitch count low because of the amount of strikeouts he already has in the game. I think he might be one of the top 3. He has to be one of the top 3. When he gets ahead of hitters, Ricky, he puts them away. You know, you might get some hits early in counts like we've seen in this inning, but once he gets ahead of you, he usually makes a pretty good pitch to put you away.
Reaching for that ball, Wilson fouls it away.
You know, you see that right there after he's pumping fastballs and then he comes back with a big slow curve. That's the second one he's thrown, and it was a strike. And we saw that. I mean, as a hitter, it's so difficult to have to think about, okay, fastball, he might throw a cutter inside. He's got a good changeup, I know that. And then he throws this at whatever it is, 74 miles an hour, a big curveball. And if you take it, it's a strike. You have to swing at it.
Because that ball was bearing down on the outside corner.
It's just another pitch all of a sudden you have to worry about.
Popped up right field down the line. Francoeur gets over and near the seats. He's there to make the catch for out number 3. Mariners had runners at second and third, nobody out, and they cannot get to Cliff Lee. After 5 innings of play, Rangers lead 3-0. Rangers lead by a score of 3-0. The Mariners had a chance, but they couldn't get to Cliff Lee. in the bottom half of the 5th. Top of inning number 6, and Ian Kinsler will lead it off. He had a big double and a run scored in a 2-run 4th inning for Texas. And that's what makes Felix's outing even more remarkable in last night's game, Mike. There's a strike on Kinsler, 0-1. He took on a ball club last night that came into town with a 7-game winning streak. They were number 1 in the American League as a team in hitting. Fly ball right field, tore the line. Ichiro gets over, he's there, and he's got it. 1 out for the Rangers here in the 6th inning. They were 4th in the American League in runs scored, 6th in home runs. They had outscored opponents 51-26 in that 7-game win streak, and he just shut down the Rangers offense, and there he is, Felix Hernandez.
And he was efficient. What did he have? 78 pitches through 7 innings or something like that. You take a look at where he ranks. I mean, you know, he's upwards to 233 innings for him, 222 strikeouts. Look at the ERA. And then, you know, he's had the worst run support this year. And so when you look at his record, you need to hope that everybody considers that.
Absolutely. Felix Hernandez, incredible numbers this year. But with the win, he finally gets over that 500 mark. The farther he can get away from that in his next, what, 3
It'll
starts,
be critical
maybe,
for him.
It'll be big for him.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's critical. Everything else is there. And again, we showed the run support. There's nothing that he can do about that. It's not the National League. He doesn't get to hit.
11 losses. The Mariners have scored only 7 runs for him in those 11 losses. In his 9 no decisions, he has a 1.92 ERA. David Murphy takes down on the way 2-2.
I think, you know, as we sit here, you can make a pretty easy argument or a pretty easy case that he had 19 wins last year and he's pitched better this year.
Absolutely. And that pitch misses to Murphy for ball 4. So Murphy's on at first base. And let's see, for Jason Vargas, that's his first walk tonight. 1 on, 1 away. And there's Felix with that record of 12-11. Here's right fielder Jeff Francoeur coming over to the Rangers in July from the New York Mets. Originally with the Atlanta Braves, he grew up in the Atlanta area. And he takes a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. It's up to the writers at the end of the regular season. Take a look at those numbers and cast their votes for the Cy Young Award this year. It's going to be real interesting. 1 on, 1 away for Texas. They lead 3-0 over to first base with a toss from Vargas, and back is Murphy. You know, the Rangers aren't all about hitting home runs, which they do very well, but they're also number 1 in sacrifice bunts in America. Popped up behind home plate, off with a mask. Josh Barnes slides and he can't get to it. Right in front of the box seats. And the count is 0-2 on Francoeur.
I think Ron Washington a couple of years ago said that he was going to mix things up offensively for them, that they were going to run more and they were going to bunt. He wasn't going to sit around and wait for the 3-run home run, even though they had the ability to do that. He wanted to make things happen, and I think that's why you're seeing those numbers get higher every year that Ron is the manager of this club.
Another move to first base, and Murphy gets back one more time. I was talking with first base coach Gary Pettis before the game, and there's a look at Gary, heck of a center fielder during his days.
Yes, he was.
And I said, what's been the biggest difference about this ball club? Little fly ball, shallow right field, but coming up is Ichiro to make the catch for the second out of the inning. And he said, Rick, we're grinding out at bats this year. You know, they're making the pitcher work. 2 strikes, they're still being aggressive and getting those base hits. We're making the starting pitcher work to get him out of a game. The at-bats are so much better this year.
That certainly helps, but I would look towards their pitching. Something that's been a real issue. Their pitching has drastically improved. And one of the biggest reasons is the guy that pitched last night, C.J. Wilson, who had been in their bullpen, was that one inning.
Yeah.
Kind of, you know, get after maybe, at Francisco and then Feliz, but he's jumped right into the rotation and has had a nice year for them. You couldn't know, what he was going to do.
No idea. And you know whose idea it was? It was C.J. Wilson's idea.
That's right.
I talked to him when we were in Texas. Here's Cantu, and the count is 1-1 on Cantu. C.J. went to the Rangers and said, listen, I'd like to start. before spring training started. And he said, just give me a chance. If it doesn't work in the early part of the spring, I'll go back to the bullpen. Cantu with a fly ball deep to right center field, and this one is off the fence. Comes back to Ichiro, round to third. Murphy in at second goes Cantu with a stand-up double, and the Rangers have runners at second and third with 2 outs.
Pitch out over the plate. Cantu drives it into right center field. You look at it good here, it just can't get there as it hits down towards the base of the wall. A little bit surprised that Murphy wasn't able to score on that.
Yeah, with 2 outs.
He has good speed. The Mariners catch a break.
Cantu had 25 doubles in the National League this year with the Florida Marlins before the trade to Texas on July the 29th. 2 on 2 away, 3-0 Texas, top of the 6th. Here's Benji Molina. Inside, ball 1. Benji, 2 for 2, couple of singles and a run scored. And yeah, because of his speed, one of the most unlikely guys to hit for the cycle. But you know what he did this year in a game against the Red Sox at Fenway Park? Line drive, left field, down the line, drops in, base hit all the way to the wall. That's going to plate a couple. Murphy scores. Cantu will score. Throw to second to keep Benji Molina to a long single. 2 more runs are in, and the Rangers now lead 5-0. Benji Molina with a 2-out, 2-run single.
Back-to-back base hits, the double by Cantu, and then this, the third base hit for Molina in the game. With 2 outs, this one really hurts. You have Cliff Lee on the mound pitching well. You get a 2-out base hit like that to drive in a couple of runs. That hurts.
So it's 5-0 Texas. Here's Elvis Andrus, and he takes a strike from Vargas 0-1. Texas now with 5 runs on 9 hits. 1-1.
Brian Sweeney getting loose out in the Mariner pen. Jason, this will be his 88th pitch of the ball game.
Pitch count getting up there. Fly ball straight away center field, right at Franklin Gutierrez, who makes the catch for out number 3. Andrews flies out. The Rangers tack on 2 more. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Rangers lead 5-0. Mariners nothing as we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Texas with 2 more runs for Cliff Lee in the top half of the 6th. Ichiro will lead things off, followed by Sean Figgins and then Jose Lopez. And there's a strike on Ichiro 0-1. And Cliff Lee, Mike Blowers is a strike throwing machine.
62 pitches, 47 strikes, just 15 balls.
Little looper, left field line, and on the run to make the catch, Nelson Cruz, and he was already shaded that way.
I see a lot of clubs play Ichiro that way. He actually dumped a couple of balls out there in tonight's game, and Cruz made the play on both of them. One of them ended up foul, but still was able to make the catch.
So 1 down for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 6th. Brings up Sean Figgins. Mike, you were busy earlier today. Baseball clinic up in Bremerton.
I'm here to tell you that baseball is alive and well in Bremerton. Had a good time with the kids out there. The Vipers.
The Vipers.
The Vipers, yeah.
Go Vipers.
They were getting some hacks in today. You'll appreciate this. I get there this morning and I start to talk to the kids, and they're all paying attention at the end of finishing what I was doing and talking to them about a lot of different things. I asked them, I said, "You guys have any questions?" One kid goes, "Yeah, when do we get to hit?"
I want that kid on my team.
That's right. They were anxious to go today, and they got a lot of swings in, and it was fun.
Mr. Blowers, thank you for coming. Thank you for talking. Let's play some baseball now.
That's right.
But I'm sure you did a great job with those kids.
It was fun. They were anxious to go. Like this, free hot dogs for everybody.
How about that?
Right.
Baseball, meet Mike Blowers.
It was fun.
Hot dogs, good for you, buddy. I'm sure the kids appreciate it, all the parents and the coaches up there in Bremerton.
Well, they're doing a great job over there.
Out of play on the first base side off the bat of Figgins, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck, designated hitter Jose Lopez. Figgins, a sacrifice bunt in the first, flew out to Francoeur in right field in the 4th, working on a 9-game hitting streak. Last 9 games, hitting .459. On a play again. Still 2-2. Once again, congratulations to the Tacoma Rainiers winning the Pacific Coast League title last night in Memphis. In 11 innings, they beat the Memphis Redbirds 10-6. Their first PCL title, Mike, since 1969.
Nice year for the Mariners organization overall in the minor leagues, and good luck to those guys on Tuesday, right? They play Tuesday.
1 game, winner take all for the AAA title as they play the Columbus Clippers, winners of the International League, and that game is going to be played in Oklahoma City. Ball 3, full count 3-2. One of the few 3-2 counts Cliff Lee has gone to.
Well, one of them was to Sean Figgins' last time up, I believe. Sean was able to see 9 or 10 pitches. He fouled off a lot of pitches and made Cliff work.
Check swing, pitch down and in, ball 4. So Figgins with a walk, and how about that? That's always worthy of a note when you're talking about Cliff Lee. That's the first walk he's given up and only the 16th walk this year.
That's amazing.
16, Mike.
That's amazing.
2 were intentional walks.
Well, you know he's not happy with himself right now. He has a 5-0 lead. He doesn't want to walk anybody.
1 on, 1 away, and here's designated hitter Jose Lopez. Look for Lopez to try to drive the ball the other way. Center fielder David Murphy shaded that way. Ground ball the other way, but to the second baseman. Kinsler over to Andrews at second. The relay to first, and it's a 4-6-3 double play. Side retired, and after 6 innings of play, Cliff Lee and the Rangers lead it 5-0.
the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
And welcome back to Safeco Field as we go to the top half of the 7th inning. The Rangers lead now by a score of 5-0, and that's going to be it for Jason Vargas tonight, Flo.
And he struggled through the game, gives up the 5 runs, all of them earned. Just 1 walk for him, 3 strikeouts, 88 pitches in the game, 63 of them were 4 strikes. But again, 9 hits over the 6 innings, and the Rangers made it count. Take a look at our Northwest Dodge dealers called to the bullpen. Brian Sweeney will take over here in the 7th inning for the Mariners.
So Brian Sweeney takes over to face Michael Young, Nelson Cruz, and Vladimir Guerrero.
Numbers for Sweeney: 3.34 ERA, 32 in the 3rd innings pitched. Only 4 walks for Brian, so he's done a nice job of coming in and throwing strikes. Opponents average 248.
7th inning we go, and here is Young. Michael Young, 1 for 3, had an RBI single that gave the Rangers their first run of the game. This guy Mike has been so consistent. Breaking ball for a strike going 1 year in and year out. He always has around 175 to 200 hits every season. Uses foul line to foul line. Just a good hitter.
Just a good player.
Ball 1-1-1. In his long career with the Rangers, he came over from the Toronto Blue Jays for Esteban Loaiza. Went over to play shortstop. Fly ball into right center field, not deep. Gutierrez gets over, plenty of time. He's there to make the catch, 1 away. Then Alex Rodriguez comes over. He goes to second base. And then Kinsler, Andrews comes up, and then Andrews shows up, and he went back to short, and then Andrews shows up, and he goes to third base. Plays well at all 3 positions.
And I haven't heard him complain about it once, and he's the all-star on that club, and you'd think if anybody could, he would, but I've never heard him do it.
Exactly. Nelson Cruz, big swing and a miss, and the count is 0-1. So the Rangers went to him and said, listen, you mind going over here this year? Fine, no problem. You mind going over here? Okay.
Doing best for the club, Ricky. Doing what you have to do to help the club win ball games. As Cruz drives this pitch into the gap.
Missile picked up by Gutierrez. A throw to third base, and Cruz slides in safely with a 1-out double. 1 on and 1 away. Well, let's take a look at our Geico quote for the night, and it's from Hall of Fame manager Leo DeRocher. I made a game effort to argue, but 2 things were against me: the umpires and the rules. Yeah, that would be 2 pretty big things against you, Leo.
Don't let that stop you, though.
No. Go out there and give them what for anyway. Leo DeRocher. Shortstop in the major leagues with St. Louis Cardinals during the Gas House game days, and a great manager. New York Giants, Brooklyn Dodgers, Cubs. Fly ball right center field by Guerrero, and deep. Ichiro going back, and he makes the catch up against the wall. Cruz will get back to second base and stay there. Guerrero with a deep drive into the alley, and Ichiro gets back in time. A fine catch, 2 outs for the Rangers.
Ball hit out to probably one of the deeper parts of the ballpark, out where it's 385. Ichiro playing deep, is able to get back in time to make the catch right there on the warning track. Saves Brian Sweeney and the Mariners a run.
So 1 on and 2 outs for the Rangers. They lead 5-0, top of the 7th inning, and here is Ian Kinsler. And he takes outside for ball 1. Kinsler doubled and he scored back in the 4th inning. And the dirt gets away from the catcher, Josh Bard, but holding at second base is Nelson Cruz. One of the reasons why Cruz has been on and off the DL 3 times this year with bad hamstrings. I mean, that quick start right there might cause him a problem.
Well, the thing about it, he's a big man, but he runs well for a big man.
Once he gets going.
Yeah.
Check swing by Kinsler. There you go. The appeal. And the first base umpire at Hickok said he didn't. Ball 3-0. But even though Cruz has been on the DL 3 different times, he still has hit 20 home runs and 72 RBIs. in one. Ryan Sweeney on in relief of Jason Vargas. And it's down and away for ball 4. So Kinsler with a walk. Rangers with runners at first and second with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. That'll bring up center fielder David Murphy. This guy's done a heck of a job for the Rangers with Josh Hamilton out for the last couple of weeks, Mike, with those bruised ribs. Coming into the series in last night's game, he had a 13-game hitting streak. Off-speed pitch in there, strike, 0-1. Josh Hamilton on your left, right now leading the American League in hitting, batting .361, but crashed into the wall at Target Field in Minnesota back on September the 4th. There's a sore rib. Strike on Murphy, 0-2. That's a big bat out of the lineup.
Yeah, I think the 9-game lead coming into tonight's game, feel pretty good about your chance of getting in the postseason. Get that man healthy.
Exactly. Ground ball up the middle, diving Wilson. Base hit center field. Here comes Cruz running third. He's going to score. Up with the ball, Franklin Gutierrez just tosses it back in to Josh Wilson. So David Murphy with a base hit to center with 2 outs. Drives in a run, Cruz. And it's now the Rangers 6 and the Mariners nothing.
It's like a pretty good pitch. Pitch down and away from him. He stays with it and just punches it back up the middle. Just a good piece of hitting by Murphy.
Mike, the Rangers have 6 runs.
Yes.
4 runs have come with 2 outs.
Yeah.
Grinding out at bats.
Grinding them out.
Here is Jeff Francoeur, low and outside in the dirt, ball 1. Then the pitcher has to make more stress pitches. Pitcher still in trouble. Runners at first and second. Texas now with 6 runs on 11 base hits. All the way on the third base side. 1-1. And comes away with a souvenir. Strike 2 called. 1-2 on Francoeur. Drove in 2 runs back in the 4th inning with a base hit to right field. The Mets this year hit .237 with 11 home runs. Kinsler at second, Murphy at first. Fly ball into center field. Franklin Gutierrez is underneath it. He's there to make the catch for out number 3, but more 2-out damage for the Rangers. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 7th inning stretch time. Rangers lead 6-0. Recipient of the 2010 J.D. Power and Associates Award. Great shot of the Space Needle, the great landmark here in downtown Seattle. As we go to the bottom of the 7th inning here at Safeco Field tonight, 6-0 Rangers lead. Rick Riz along with Mike Flowers, our associate director up here in the booth, Robbie Nilsson, for the last 20 years. Leading things off for the Mariners, Franklin Gutierrez against Cliff Lee. Man, has he been tough. Only 3 hits for the Mariners tonight. Franklin with a strike 0-1. Everything is the same. When you watch Cliff Lee blow, I mean, he rocks into that windup, takes that step back, and then delivers a pitch. The release point is the same. 1-1 the count on Gutierrez.
And he's efficient. 73 pitches for him so far, working here in the 7th inning.
With those 7 strikeouts. And it's 1-2 on Gutierrez. And he just keeps pounding away, down and on the outside part of the plate. He stays away from the middle of the plate. Goes up and in.
He's tried that pitch a couple of times on Franklin. Get ahead of him and then come inside. He's been able to strike him out twice in the game. Just moving the ball around, Rick, you know. I mean, just it's not even on the corners. As you mentioned, he pitches down, but when he needs to elevate a fastball, he'll do that too.
Well hit, left center field. Going back at the ball is David Murphy, and it's gone. Goodbye, baseball. Franklin Gutierrez, home run number 12, and the Mariners finally get to Cliff Lee, and they get on the board here in the bottom of the 7th. It's now the Rangers 6 and the Mariners 1. A 2-2 pitch from Cliff Lee.
Yep, hit it a long ways out in the left center field. See the location of this pitch. Molina wanted that back inside. Cliff made a mistake, one of the few mistakes he's made in this game, and left it out over the plate. Franklin just drills it out in the left center field.
Out to the landing, so Franklin Gutierrez, home run number 12, estimated at 407 feet. And here is first baseman Justin Smoke, and he takes a strike 0-1. Smoke lined one right past Lee, right over his head to center field in the 5th inning. Hard hit but foul on the third base side, and it's 0-2 on Smoke, who hit .271 down at AAA this year. Franklin Gutierrez back inside that dugout.
He has to feel good after a couple of tough at-bats. I don't think he liked a couple of the pitches that were called on him. Gets it back right there with one swing.
But you brought up a good point, Mike. There's a breaking ball in the dirt, 1-2 on Smoke. Is that Lee doesn't make many mistakes, so of the few that he does make, I mean, you got to jump on that pitch right there.
Yeah, you have to, and it's difficult because especially you're like Franklin, you fall behind in the count. It's a difficult thing to do. It just seems like everybody's 0-2, 1-2 with this guy on the mound, and here we go with Justin. He's in a 1-2 count. We talked about it. He puts people away. Rarely makes the mistake that he just made to Franklin.
Curveball fouled away, topped on the third base side, and the count is still 1-2 on Smoke. Justin 1 for 2 with that base hit in the 5th. Struck out back in the 2nd. Just back from AAA Tacoma, where the Rainiers beat the Memphis Redbirds last night to win the Pacific Coast League title. Fouled away, still 1-2. They had to play all of those games, which turned out to be only 3. They swept Memphis because they played all 3 games in Memphis because of the renovation going on down in Tacoma at Cheney Stadium.
On my way back from Bremerton today, I drove by there, and they're hard at work at it right now. Not wasting any time. That's right.
Yeah. They started right after the end of the regular season. They played the first round of the playoffs. First 2 games in Sacramento, then came here to play Sacramento. Swinging a foul back by Smoke, and the count is still 1-2. So you know that Darren Brown has to feel mighty proud of those guys. He was there for about the first,
put a lot of work in with
110 games there as their manager. All 2-2. Justin making Lee work. 7 pitch at bat.
See Benji not happy with himself dropping that last pitch. I think he feels like if he would have been able to catch it cleanly, may have cost his pitcher a strike.
Fly ball lifted into right field. Coming in is Jeff Francoeur. He's there and makes the catch. One out for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Mariners wearing their Los Marineros uniforms tonight because tonight at Safeco Field it's Salute to Latin American Baseball Night. A salute to the great players from Latin American countries. Here's catcher Josh Bard. Bard 1 for 2 with a double into the gap in right center field. One of the greats to come out of Puerto Rico, Roberto Clemente. And every time you talk to Edgar Martinez, who grew up in Puerto Rico, I mean, the reverence that he talked about Roberto Clemente, what he meant to him as a kid, and so many players coming out of Puerto Rico to hopefully have a chance to play in the big league someday. It was always fun to hear Edgar talk about Mr. Clemente.
I'm not surprised that he feels that way when you think about the things that Clemente also did off the field. And
yes,
the way that he passed away. I mean, that's something I think would affect anybody, especially on a small island like Puerto Rico. Nice base hit from Josh Bard. Josh swung the bat well in the game. That's his second base hit, 2 for 3. He had a double his last time up. He gets a solid base hit. Take a look at it. Looks like he gets a pitch that's up around the belt. Right in the middle of the plate. Not trying to do too much, and it's a solid line drive into left field.
We were talking about Josh Bard and his contribution to the ball club, Mike, you know, as a backup catcher to the young guy, Adam Moore, who's the starter on this ball club, and what he means to Moore, which is a lot, you know, trying to help Adam make the adjustment to the big leagues. But when Bard is in there, he contributes when he gets that 1-2 starts a week. Matt Tuyasasoko takes high and outside for ball 1. So this guy helping out Adam Moore, and he's also, you know, taking care of business himself.
Yeah. Does a nice job with the pitchers when he gets a chance to catch. Helps them as much as he can. Or he can to the first baseman. He's not going to hold Josh on. He'll play behind him with 1 out.
6-1.
I like the fact that he's aggressive when he gets a chance to play. He gets in there and swing the bat. He turns it loose. He's going to get his hacks in, and I like that.
Tui fouls one out of play on the right field side in the count 1-1. Activity down to the bullpen for the Rangers. Dustin Nippert is the right-hander. And Clay Rapata, the left-hander, for the Rangers.
I haven't seen Clay, but looks like he's going to throw a sidearm from the left side.
1-2 on Tui. Also spent time down at AAA Tacoma this year. And congratulations as well, Mike, to the Seattle Storm winning the WNBA title. Their second one a few days ago, hitting the Atlanta Dream. Outside ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lauren Jackson, Sue Bird, the rest of the Storm, congratulations. Great year. To hop it at third, Michael Young will go down to second. 1, the relay to first, and it's in time to double up Tui. Around the horn, 5-4-3. They get Bard at second, and that will retire the side. Mariners get 1 run on the home run by Gutierrez, and after 7, it's now the Rangers 6 and the Mariners 1. And TBS, the excitement begins October the 6th with the Division Series on TBS. What a night in downtown Seattle. We go to the top half of the 8th inning. The Rangers lead by a score of 6-1. Jorge Cantu leads things off. Strike called, 0-1 from Brian Sweeney. Cantu 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored in the 6th inning. 4 of the 6 runs for the Rangers have come with 2 outs. Fouled away on the third base side, and the count is 0-2 on Cantu. GM John Daniels of the Rangers was very aggressive at the trade deadline in a number of deals. A right-handed warming up down to the bullpen for the Mariners, Jamie Wright. Picked up Cantu. They got Jeff Francoeur for the Mets, Cantu from the Marlins. Christian Guzman popped up out of play on the right field side, and it's still 0-2 on Cantu. The trade, of course, for Cliff Lee along with Mark Lowe. Rangers on top in the American League West. 9-game lead over the Oakland A's. Last time they went to the postseason was back in 1999. Two on Cantu. Rangers have done a lot of damage at home. At home they have a record of 48-26, Mike, but on the road they're under 500. 34-38. Just a little bit outside at the knees. 2-2. Mighty close.
It's a good pitch right on the outside corner. Brian just couldn't get the call.
Ground ball wide of third, but Tui scoops it up. Wheels throws the first in time. Nice play by Matt Tuiasosopo. Getting the start at third base tonight for Jose Lopez. Say, if you're looking for a way to save money in your commute, consider a Sound Transit ST Express bus. For route information, visit soundtransit.org. Here's catcher Benji Molina. 1. Benji having a good night, 3 for 3 with 1 run scored and 2 runs batted in. Ground ball to short, off to his left, Josh Wilson. For the first in time to get Molina 2 outs in the inning. You mentioned tonight is Salute to Latin America Baseball Night, and Benji Molina is also from the island of Puerto Rico, where his dad was placed into the Puerto Rican Hall of Fame. Played in Puerto Rico. His dad was a second baseman.
His dad raised 3 pretty good catchers.
Wow. I mean, if anybody wanted a catcher, all they had to do was go to the backyard of the Molina home, because there was Benji, Jose, and Yadier. Swing and a miss by Andrews, and the count is 0-1.
Which is kind of interesting. His dad, or their dad, was a second baseman.
These guys became 3 major league catchers. There's a hot spot right there for Mr. Andrews. Down and away for ball 1, 1 ball, and 1 strike.
And speaking of Latin American night, here at the ballpark, are they the Alous, the last 3 brothers to play in the big leagues at the same time?
I think so. Wide of first, snared by Smoke. Wheels, throws to the pitcher. Sweeney covering, and it's in time to get Andrews. Nice play by Meredith first baseman Justin Smoke, just recalled from AAA Tacoma. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Rangers lead 6-1. Leaded by a score of 6-1. Defensive changes for Texas. Cruz goes out to right field. And now playing center field, Julio Bourbon. Leading things off, Michael Saunders with a swing and a pop-up right in front of us. And it's out of play. And the count is 0-1 on Saunders. And Murphy, who was in center, is now playing left field. So we have Murphy in left. Julio Bourbon, the new outfielder, is in center field. And Nelson Cruz, who was in left field, is now in right field. The 0-1 to Saunders. Fly ball, right field. Cruz coming up, and Nelson is there to make the catch on the run. One away. Brings up shortstop Josh Wilson. Cliff Lee. The only run he's given up, the leadoff home run by Franklin Gutierrez in the bottom of the 7th inning.
94 pitches so far for Cliff.
6 outs on the ground, 9 in the air, 7 strikeouts. Fouled away by Wilson. Mariners have rough time against the Rangers this year, 4-10 against Texas. 8-11 against the Rangers last year. Up and in with a fastball. 1-1 the count on Josh. Mariners and the Rangers tomorrow afternoon. Game time is 1:10. Final game of the series and this homestand. The Mariners have the travel day on Monday as we take off for the final road trip of the season to Toronto, Tampa Bay, and to Texas. Nippert and Rapata continue to warm up for the Rangers. Then the Mariners come home. Final homestand September the 30th. Quick 4-game series with the Oakland A's. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Cliff Lee with strikeout number 8. And he has 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Say, friends, visit the official online shop of the Seattle Mariners at mariners.com. Browse the largest online selection of authentic team gear, including official caps, T-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source. Shop the Mariners.com shop. Part of the crowd tonight here at Safeco Field for Game 2 of this series. Here's Ichiro, who had a base hit and infield single back in the 1st inning. The Mariners didn't get a hit until the leadoff single by Justin Smoke in the 5th that whistled right by the cap of Cliff Lee. Ball 1-1 in Ichiro.
Cliff now with 100 pitches in the game, 71 strikes, 29 balls.
192 base hits for Ichiro. Shows bunt and takes a pitch for a strike 1-2. With that base hit, by the way, now he has 3,500 hits in his professional career between Japan, the Orioles Blue Wave, and the Mariners. 1,278 in Japan, 2,222 hits with the Mariners. Fouled away, in and out of the seats, and it ricochets right past home plate. It hit a seat on the other side of the screen, right back onto the field, and the count still 1-2 on Ichiro. Mariners ran on the Rangers last night, Mike. They had 5 stolen bases to match their season high, 1 shy of the club record. Fouled away on the third base side, and it's still 1-2.
Because they haven't had the opportunities to do it tonight.
Nobody's been on.
Darren Oliver, the veteran left-hander, getting loose for the Rangers.
It's turned out to be a mighty good pickup for Texas. Especially with C.J. Wilson coming out of the bullpen to go into the starting rotation. There's your veteran left-hander down in the bullpen now.
Well, one of the things they were talking about with C.J., it wasn't even a matter of whether he could take the workload as a starter. It was he was so valuable in their bullpen.
Right.
Could they afford to take him out of the pen and put him in the rotation? They had to think about that. And as you mentioned, with the job that Darren has done for him, it's worked out well.
Fill that gap. There's CJ, who worked last night, pitched very well, but lost 2-1. Back toward the mound, knocking it down, Cliff Lee. Another swipe, misses, shovels over to Cantu, and it gets on by Cantu. And Ichiro is safe at first base. Turned out to be a hot potato. Cliff Lee was able to knock it down, and then had trouble with the second attempt.
Take a look at it. Goes and reaches for it. Goes off the end of his glove. Then tries to pick it up with his glove. Misses it. And then looks like a pretty good flip to first. A little bit wide. Cantu just doesn't make the catch. Look at maybe it went off the edge of his glove. Take another look at it. Yeah. It's a play that probably should have been made even after he dropped it a couple of times.
Ichiro is going to get credit for another infield base hit. His second hit tonight. Now with 193. There's the Ichi meter out there. So 1 on 2 outs. And here is second baseman Sean Figgins. Sean Figgins with a strike on 1. Ichiro now with over 3,500 base hits in his professional career. Got to 3,500, put that infield single back in the first. A lot of first pitch strikes, Mike, but that's Cliff Lee.
20 out of 29.
Remember that one start he had earlier this year? We're at 19 0-2 counts. Something like 28 out of 35 first pitch strikes.
Pretty efficient, don't you think?
Very. Figgins sends a fly ball into right field. Cruz backing up. Nelson is there to make the catch for out number 3. And we go to the top of the 9th inning. Our score: the Rangers 6 and the Mariners 1. The uniforms being worn by the Mariners during tonight's Salute to Latin American baseball game. Get authentic Marineros uniforms worn by your favorite Mariners. Visit Mariners.com next week to bid. Special uniforms being worn by the Mariners on Salute to Latin American baseball night. We go to the top of the 9th inning. New pitcher, Mike. Jamie Wright takes over in relief.
Jamie going to get an inning of work. Nice job by Brian Sweeney. Pitched a couple innings. Numbers for Jamie: a 4.44 ERA, 50 and 2/3 innings pitched for him so far this year.
Michael Young to lead things off, swinging, ground ball to Hopper to short, taken by Josh Wilson, and one away for the Rangers. And that'll bring up right fielder now. Nelson Cruz went from left field to right field. Jamie Wright relies on that two-seam fastball, gets ground ball outs. Got one right there. Cruz with a double and a run scored in the 7th inning. Starts off with that open stance and closes up, squares things up. Takes a look at ball one. Uganda, right-hander, warming up down to the bullpen. Ground ball, base hit into left center field by Cruz, his second base hit tonight. One on and one away. Say, friends, don't miss out on the new FSN fan alerts. Just text FSN to 95323 to get updates on when you can watch your favorite team. Stay informed on the biggest events in Northwest sports and receive exclusive offers and giveaways. Text FSN to 95323 and sign up today. Cruz at first, one out, top of the 9th, 6-1 Rangers, and here's Vladimir Guerrero. Up and in, and that hit him. Jamie Wright hits Guerrero. So Vlad hit by that pitch and just drops the bat and starts up the first base line, but I think he's hurting right now, Mike.
We'll take a look and see where this hits him. Right off the top of the left hand. Never a good thing, especially when you get to this point in the season. Looking at his wrist. Jamie Reed, the head trainer for the Rangers, checking up on Vladimir Guerrero in that left hand. He's been healthy this year. He was bothered by knee problems the last few years with the Angels, having a big year now in Texas. He says he's okay. I'm sure he's a little bit sore. Taking that pitch right off his left hand or his left wrist. Yeah, they want to get him out of the game. Ron Washington says, you know, get some ice on it right now.
Right. Let's take care of it. Let's take a look at it. Get you out of the game. You get a 5-run lead in the 9th. So that's it for Vladimir Guerrero. We've got a pinch runner for him over there at first base. Esteban Herman pinch running. Rangers have runners at first and second with one out. Let's take a look at our Quest High Speed pitch, brought to you by Quest High Speed Internet. Cliff Lee's fastball at 94. Jason Vargas' fastball topping out at 90. Quest High Speed pitch. Here's Ian Kinsler. 0-1. Rangers #1 hitting ball club in the American League, hitting .278, and Mike, you just don't get much of a breather 1 through 9 in this lineup.
You don't, and don't forget Hamilton is not in the lineup.
Breaking ball misses inside. Kinsler turns away, 1-1. How about what the Minnesota Twins are doing, Mike, without Justin Morneau in the lineup for the second half of the season?
Pretty happy that they have Jim Thome in their lineup. Picked up a lot of that slack.
1-2 on Kinsler with that swing and a miss. And during the course of a season, you're going to have injuries. How do you deal with it? Hopefully you have some depth. Guys step up and get the job done. Ground ball, wide of third, taken by Tui, down to second, one, as Figgins is able to dance away from the sliding Esteban Herman. They get the force at second on Herman for the second out of the inning. On the play, Cruz gets to third. Kinsler safe at first on a 5-4 fielder's choice.
Nice play by Tui, showing some range over in the hole to his left.
So 2-on-2 away. And here is David Murphy. On at third is Cruz. Kinsler at first. Down away, ball 1. Murphy 1 for 3 with an RBI single in the 7th inning. Up and away, ball 1. Murphy originally signed, drafted by the Boston Red Sox, came up with Boston for a little while, and then was from the Houston area and was traded away to the Rangers. He's happy with the deal, a chance to play near his hometown. Ground ball right side. Figgins over. Sliding stop. Pops up. Throws the first in time to get Murphy. Nice play by Sean Figgins, and that'll get Murphy and retire the Rangers in the top of the 9th inning. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Our score, Rangers 6 and the Mariners 1. Time now to take a look at our Jack of the Box in-game box score. Not too much to report offensively. Ichiro with a couple of infield base hits. Franklin Gutierrez 1 hit, a solo home run to left center field out to the landing. Josh Bard with a couple of base hits. Justin Smoke with a single. And the Rangers have that 6-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Right-hander Alexi Ogando takes over in relief. Mike.
Ogando's pitched well, 34 2/3 innings, a 1.30 ERA, 34 strikeouts. Points average just 208.
So nice numbers for this kid. And that's it for Cliff Lee, who goes 8 very, very strong innings. Gives up 1 run on 5 base hits, walked 1, struck out 8. Nice night for Cliff Lee. 1-0 the count on Lopez. And here are the numbers. 106 pitches for Cliff. 1-1 on Jose. The DH tonight with Matu Yasasopa getting a chance to play third base, Mike, and you know something about that, and he's done a nice job at third.
Yeah, especially because he's had to concentrate on playing the outfield so much. Had some opportunities tonight over at third. Done a nice job with him.
In the air to right field, Nelson Cruz is there. 1 out for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 9th inning. So every week, Mariners All Access brings you the latest happenings on the home team with exclusive interviews, player profiles, and the memorable highlights you won't find anywhere else. Catch an all-new episode Monday at 6 p.m. on FSN and FSN HD. Rick Riz along with Mike Blowers. Bottom of the 9th inning, 1 down near center fielder Franklin Gutierrez, who gave the Mariners their only run of the night off of Cliff Lee with that leadoff home run in the 7th inning. Ball 1. One of the few mistakes Lee made in tonight's game. He was outstanding. That's what we saw from this guy in the first half of the season. He missed the first month of the year. He had that collision with Chris Snyder of the Arizona Diamondbacks in the middle of March down in Tucson. And had the strained abdominal muscle, and didn't make his first start of the year until April the 30th against the Texas Rangers. Low ball 3, 3-0. It'll be Doug Pfister against Tommy Hunter tomorrow afternoon. Game time 1:10. There is a look at Cliff Lee. A couple of years ago, the American League Cy Young Award winner when he won 22 games with the Cleveland Indians. 3-1 on Gutierrez. Justin Smoke due up next. Fouled away behind home plate, full count.
Ogando has a live arm, doesn't he? 97 miles an hour consistently. I don't see him throw anything else but a fastball.
A lot of giddy up. Shakes off a couple of signs. Finds one that he likes from Benji Molina, and the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss at a 96-mile-an-hour fastball for strike 3. 2 outs in the inning. Mariners down to their final out. Brings up Justin Smoke. Mr. Ogando throwing some smoke. Justin 1 for 3 with a single back in the 5th inning. The Mariners had a chance to get to Cliff Lee. They had runners at 2nd and 3rd, nobody out, and could not score. Ball 1. Justin started off the year at AAA Oklahoma City in the Rangers organization. Was called up early in the year, right around April the 13th, to Texas, where he hit .209. Then the trade July the 9th to the Mariners for Cliff Lee. Two and one. Looking at the standings, the Yankees and the Rays battling it out for the top spot in the East. Who doesn't win it will be the wild card in the American League. Minnesota is going to win it in the Central. The Rangers in the West. And the Texas Rangers will play the winners of the American League East, either the Yankees or Tampa Bay.
Both those clubs won tonight, so nothing changes as far as the standings go in the East for the top 2 clubs.
Popped up, shallow left center field, going out to shortstop Andrews. This will do it. Andrews with the catch, and the ball game is over. The Rangers won it tonight, a final score of 6-1 behind the pitching of Cliff Lee, who was outstanding. He went 8 innings, gave up only 1 run, scattered 5 hits, walked only 1, and he struck out 8. Mike Series even 1 apiece.
And you knew that you had to come with your best when Cliff Lee is on the mound. He pitched well coming into this game. And Vargas, a couple of rough innings for him early in the game. Give Cliff Lee a 3-run lead early, Rick. He's going to be awfully tough.
Absolutely. It was mighty tough tonight. Picks up his 12th win of the year. The only run, the Franklin Gutierrez home run. We're going to be back with more from Safeco Field right after these messages.